A thread from Carlos Osuida referring to a video by Daisy Cousins. That video is entitled SJW's Freak Out Over White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany. It brings up several crucial points. Donald Trump understands that there's nobody more devoted than a convert. When Democrats criticize Kayleigh McEnany for once opposing Trump, it rings hollow, since the Democrats change their positions faster than a trout flopping on a riverbank. As for McEnany latching on to Trump for fame and fortune, ask General Flynn about the price that Trump supporters pay. Ask me. Ask Saul Montes Bradley. Saul and I have seen the elephant, so there's nothing anybody can do to us that will bend our will. And while Saul has a family, his kids are going into the military. You don't want to mess with them. A person shouldn't have to arm themselves and their family just to support a president. So the grifting argument holds no water. If you really want to grift, become a Democrat. The laws don't matter. The press lies day and night on your behalf, and you get to amass a fortune. One of my favorite movies of all time is Falling Down. It couldn't be made today. Bill Foster, played by Michael Douglas, is an anti-hero. The concept is now alien to most Western cultures. We know full well that Foster is in the wrong, but root for him because the storytelling is so good. We don't support violence, and we know that there's only one way that the story will end. We are adults, but Bill Foster tells his wife something. He's past the point of no return. That means that the distance to the starting point is now farther than the distance to the end point. So he has no choice but to continue. That's where the Democrats are, past the point of no return. They can't pull back. It's balls to the wall until the end. Balls to the wall is an aviation term. Throttles that control speed once had ball handles. The wall is the steel firewall that separates the cockpit from the engine and the nose. To increase the speed, you move the throttles forward toward the firewall. Balls to the wall means shoving the throttles forward as hard and as fast as you can. The Democrats are headed for total destruction, balls to the wall. Bill Foster, in Falling Down, planned to take his wife and child with him. He knew it was wrong, but he refused to stop. The mindset of the murderer who kills his family and then himself is clearly delineated. Nothing is his fault. He never had a chance. Everybody conspired against him. His family let him down and knows his secrets, so they have to die. And then he dies to escape responsibility. The balls to the wall Democrats are pathological. If we refuse to submit, then we have to die. I have no doubt that Trump will easily win re-election, but if he doesn't, so be it. Americans will pay for their stupidity. But we aren't stupid. Obama was an outlier because of his race, pure and simple. Nobody holds him to the same standards to which they hold Trump, and they make up racist fantasies about him. One of the most painful movies ever made is The Great White Hope. The social commentary is too heavy-handed to be effective. What makes it so painful is the collapse of the love between James Earl Jones and Jane Alexander. He can't be reached. He internalizes the hate and takes it out on her. You can't ever internalize the hate. General Joseph Stilwell tried desperately to defeat the Japanese in the China-Burma-India theater of war. Although a 4-star general, Stilwell wore the uniform of a private and engaged in combat with the men. He was such a caustic man that he was known universally as Vinegar Joe. Stilwell fought corruption and incompetence from the Chinese, the U.S. Army Air Force, and the British. He disobeyed orders that would have needlessly cost the lives of his men. Finally, Chiang Kai-shek, who'd nearly lost the war, demanded that Stilwell be relieved of command. Although Roosevelt knew that Stilwell was right, he fired him anyway. Everyone hated Stilwell because he was fearless when it came to pointing out corruption and incompetence. Stilwell predicted that he'd be fired, but his morality prevented him from shutting up. Be Vinegar Joe. Stand up for the truth and take your lumps. The Japanese lost the war, as they deserved to.